Good morning, bachcho. Today we are going to start a new chapter which is polymers. Okay, we'll be starting the new chapter polymers. Polymers is your second last chapter of the syllabus. You can find this chapter in your second book as chapter number 15. This is your chapter number 15. This chapter is really easy, therefore I have chosen this. You can easily understand this chapter on the platform like this, online teaching. So yes, is the reason that made me choose this chapter. This chapter is going to weigh 3 to 4 marks in your final examination. Straightforward questions come from this chapter. There are no tricky questions from this chapter. These marks, these are your short marks. There is no way you are going to lose these marks because the questions, they are very simple. Just you'll have to remember this chapter for once and then you are done with it. Okay, so now let us start with this thing. Okay, polymer, it is made up of actually two terms, poly and mer. This poly means many and this mer means a unit. This word has Greek origin, like all the words, mostly words, they are picked from Greek or Latin origin. So poly means many and mer means a unit. So when one unit combines with it multiple times so as to form a long chain, long thread-like structures, then they'll be termed as polymers. For example, if I had one bead and then I join these beads with the help of a string so as to form a long chain, or let's say an ornament is obtained, then this will be termed as a polymer. So are you following? So in chemistry, polymers are those units which has molecular mass approximately from 10 to the power 3 to 10 to the power 7 U unified mass. So any substance whose molecular mass falls in the category of 10 to the power 3 to 10 to the power 7 can be termed as polymers. And such a large unit, they in chemistry are termed as macromolecules. Macromolecules. So macromolecules are any large units which are made up of small units when they combine with each other. So like polymers, proteins, they are also under the category of macromolecules. So macromolecules are anything which is formed with the combination of multiple small units. So like polymers, you have proteins also which are macromolecules. And okay, now the question comes, why do we need to study this chapter? Why polymers has been chosen? Because polymers is one such chapter, one such thing, I could say, which finds its application almost everywhere in your daily lives. You are surrounded with polymers. Okay, you are surrounded with polymers all the time. This would be really astonishing for you, but then yes, see, I think you must be aware of this fact that plastic thing, whatever is made up of plastic, is a polymer. This you must be aware of, because this so you have read in your class 8th also. There was a chapter polymers. So I can say that the plastic industry, the paints and varnishes industry, the fiber industry, they found huge application of polymers. Polymers are the a sense of those industries. So see, the pen that you are using has a plastic body, so it is made up of a polymer. The book, if they are covered with something, the book itself is made up of paper. Paper, wood is ultimately is a polymer itself. Then I can say that the plastic rubber bands that you are using, or the table or the chair you are sitting on, or let's say the paint that you have around in yourself in the room, the clothes that you are wearing, the curtains that are being hanging. So I can say a lot of things that covers you, that are present around you, are in the form of polymers itself. So we'll be studying some of the very basic polymers in this chapter. You are going to cover around 20 polymers in this chapter, and before starting, we'll first study about the types of polymers that we have. And yes, let us begin. So types of polymers. Polymers, they are divided into 4 major categories. They are classified on the basis of source. ठीक है, they are classified on the basis of their structure. Then they are classified on the basis of the mode of polymerization. Then one more classification is on the basis of their intermolecular forces. So these are the 4 classification that you are going to study in this chapter, which is going to be on the basis of their source, on the basis of their structure, on the basis of mode of polymerization, and then their intermolecular forces. These are the 4 major categories. Now let us start with the first category. So these categories, they are further divided into their subcategories. So we are going to study now the first category, which is on the basis of source. ठीक है, or you can say origin. So here we have three categories, subcategories. First, it is those polymers which are obtained from the natural environment itself. So you have natural polymers, you have semi-synthetic polymers, and then you have, third category is you have synthetic polymers. Please make notes, take the help of NCERT and this video, and you must learn examples of each, because most of the time the question may ask vice versa type of a question. They may give you an polymer and they may ask you, okay, what is the example, what is the origin of this polymer, or what type of the polymer this is. So question could be vice versa also. So natural polymer, semi-synthetic polymer, and then synthetic polymers. So natural polymers are those which are already present in nature. We have not done anything with them. They are already there, present in the nature. So one such example of this polymer is starch. Starch is present in plants. Another example of this could be glycogen. Glycogen is a polymer which is present in living systems, human bodies. Glycogen and starch, both of them are the form of glucose only, but then present in this is present in plants, and then glycogen is present in living system. Okay, then you have cellulose. Cellulose is another example. Cellulose is present in, again, grass like material, so they are present in plants itself. So these are all the natural polymers that we have. Then semi-synthetic polymers. Semi-synthetic are those one which are processed, means you take the help of a natural polymer and then you process it, and then a new polymer is obtained, means having the polymers which have their natural origins, but then some of the man-made things also. So these are termed as semi-synthetic polymers. For example, here you have rayon. Rayon, you must have learned about rayon. It is also known as artificial silk. So rayon is an cellulose derivative. So you take cellulose and then you process it, and rayon is obtained, which have the qualities like that of a fabric, similar to that of artificial silk, similar to that of silk, so termed as artificial silk also. Then you have cellulose acetate also, which is one of the derivative of cellulose again. So semi-synthetic, got an whole idea? Those polymers which have natural as well as man-made origins. Then the last is synthetic. Synthetic are those which are entirely man-made. Okay, they have entirely chemical origins, no natural origin at all, no natural raw material, entirely derived from the chemical industry. And then some of the examples of this could be nylon. You must have heard that nylon is a synthetic fabric, okay, or you may have Dacron. So these are some of the polymers which have synthetic origins. Fine. So now let us do the second category of the classification. Second category was, what was the second category? अभी हमने किया था. Second is on the basis of structure. On the basis of structure. What type of structure the polymer is having, on that basis we subdivide it into three categories. So first is a linear. This is very simple to understand. There is no much of the brain needed to understand. There is no high order thinking skills required. Very basic concepts. Then B, it is branched. And then C, it is cross-linked. Okay, so on the basis of structure, you have these three categories. What are they? They are linear, branched and cross-linked structures. Now, linear is those in which the polymers, they connect from unit to unit, making a linear chain. So, those structures which just have linear chain will be termed as linear polymers. Now since the chains are linear, they can be really merged with one another. Okay, they can be like merged into one another. वो थोड़ा adjust करके आपस में जो है tightly pack हो जाती हैं. Therefore, mostly the linear polymers, they tend to have high densities. ओके तो वो पॉलीमर्स जो एक दूसरे के साथ लीनियरली जुड़े हैं, एक चेन के फॉर्म में अटैच्ड हैं और आपस में उनकी जो पैकिंग है वो बहुत टाइट हो पाती है, उन्हें कहा जाता है लीनियर पॉलीमर्स. इसका बहुत अच्छा एग्जाम्पल एक है पॉलीथीन, विच इज़ पॉलीथीन, पॉलीइथीन. आपने बहुत बार बोला होगा पॉलीथीन पॉलीथीन, ठीक है, मार्केट जा रहे हैं पॉलीथीन ले लो, बट पॉलीथीन इज एक्चुअली polyethylene. Now polyethylene, ethene क्या है? C2H4. It is a doubly bonded 2-unit carbon structure. So polyethylene, when ethene combine multiple times, then polyethylene is obtained. हम पढ़ेंगे इनको अभी आगे चैप्टर में आने वाले में, ठीक है, किस तरह से बनेगा. तो HDP, I'm using HDP. HDP stands for high density polythene. So high density polythene comes under this linear category. Then you have polyvinyl chloride, PVC. सुना होगा आपने, सुना तो होगा. अभी इसको पढ़ेंगे आगे होता क्या है ये. फिलहाल के लिए आप जस्ट एग्जाम्पल्स नोट करते जाइए. हम सभी पॉलीमर्स के बारे में इस चैप्टर में पढ़ने वाले हैं. राइट नाउ यू जस्ट नीड टू नोट द एग्जाम्पल्स एंड व्हाट दे एक्चुअली आर. Then you have second category is branched polymers. Now branched polymers are those in which the linear chains, they'll have some of the extensions on the sides. Okay, so they'll be termed as branched polymers. The linear chain, they'll be having some of the extensions present, so they'll be termed as branched. Now when you try these to fit into one another, it will be really difficult because these branches will be coming in between. So these polymers generally they have low densities. Okay, these polymers, they are low density polymers. Fine. Then एग्जाम्पल फॉर दिस कुड बी लो डेंसिटी. अब हम बोल ही रहे हैं तो LDP is a low density polythene. Okay, LDP is low density polythene. Then moving to the next, cross-linked polymers. Cross-linked polymers are those polymers which have highly branched structure. I mean they tend to have the covalent bonds with each other ना, बहुत ज़्यादा उनके अंदर क्रॉस लिंकिंग डेवलप हो जाती है. मतलब ब्रांचिंग, एक्सटेंसिव ब्रांचिंग होती है तो उसी को हम क्रॉस लिंक्ड कह देते हैं. तो ये बहुत ज़्यादा, मतलब इनके बीच में इतनी ज़्यादा एक्सटेंसिव बॉन्डिंग होती है कि ये बहुत ही रिजिड स्ट्रक्चर्स हो जाते हैं. वट एवर इफ़ अ पॉलीमर इज़ अ क्रॉस लिंक्ड पॉलीमर तो बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग होगा, बहुत उसकी टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ मजबूत हो ज़्यादा होगी, हाई होगी. तो बहुत ही रिजिड स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं एंड पैकिंग भी इनकी बहुत एक्सटेंसिव होती है, बॉन्डिंग इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा होती है. तो हाई डेंसिटी होते हैं, हाई टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ वाले ये पॉलीमर्स होते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल बेकेलाइट, ठीक है, यू हैव बेकेलाइट एंड देन यू हैव मेलामाइन. मेलामाइन आपने सुना होगा क्रॉकरी में. बेकेलाइट के स्विचेस होते हैं, बेकेलाइट, मेलामाइन. देन यू हैव यूरिया formaldehyde resin. Fine, which is bakelite itself. Okay, so now next, moving to the next category, which is going to be third category. Third category is on the basis of, क्या था बोलो, on the basis of mode of polymerization. मीन्स जब ये पॉलीमर बन रहा है तो किस तरह से पॉलीमराइजेशन हो रही है. तो पॉलीमराइजेशन तो हम अभी करवाएंगे थ्रू आउट द चैप्टर, बट फिलहाल just learn about the mode of polymerization. So I can say there are two basic modes of polymerizations. First one is addition polymerization, and then second one is condensation polymerization. Okay, first is your addition polymerization and then second is your condensation polymerization. So as far as addition polymerization is concerned, these are those polymers in which the units containing double or triple bond, they add to each other forming a long chain or branch structures. Are you following? So addition polymerization is those in which double bond or triple bond containing unit, they add with each other, they show addition type of reaction, so they are termed as addition polymerization. डबल बॉन्ड ट्रिपल बॉन्ड होना चाहिए. तो जैसे कि हमने बोला पॉलीथीन, ठीक है, तो पॉलीइथीन, इथीन में क्या थी, डबल बॉन्ड प्रेजेंट थी, तो इथीन जब आपस में जुड़ेगा तो वो एडिशन पॉलीमराइजेशन होगा. राइट इसके एग्जाम्पल्स आप पूरे चैप्टर में अभी करते ही रहेंगे, तो अभी एग्जाम्पल मैं नहीं बता रही. आई हैव जस्ट स्पोकन वन एग्जाम्पल विच इज़ पॉलीथीन. यू विल बी एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई योर सेल्फ दैट इसमें कौन सा पॉलीमराइजेशन हो रहा है, एडिशन हो रहा है कि कंडेंसेशन हो रहा है. ठीक है, तो एडिशन पॉलीमराइजेशन इज फर्दर डिवाइडेड इनटू टू कैटेगरीज, होमो पॉलीमराइजेशन, ठीक है, एंड co-polymerization. See, when I am writing homopolymer, it is the unit which is obtained, and homopolymerization is the process. So I am writing copolymer. Copolymer is the unit which will be obtained, and copolymerization will be the process of obtaining copolymer. So homopolymer and then copolymer. So this means, homopolymer means that when same unit they are going to add with each other, means डबल बॉन्ड और ट्रिपल बॉन्ड वाला जो यूनिट जुड़ रहा है वो सेम होना चाहिए, एक ही यूनिट आपस में जुड़े. ठीक है, एक ही यूनिट डबल बॉन्ड वाला था या ट्रिपल बॉन्ड वाला था, वो आपस में जुड़ रहा है. जैसे कि पॉलीथीन में इथीन कंबाइन करती हैं तो वो होमोपॉलीमराइजेशन हो गई. वेयर एज कोपॉलीमराइजेशन के केस में क्या होता है, दो अलग अलग यूनिट आपस में आकर जुड़ते हैं. ठीक है, होगी दोनों में डबल बॉन्ड या फिर ट्रिपल बॉन्ड प्रेजेंट होगी, बट दो सेपरेट यूनिट के जुड़ने की वजह से जो एडिशन पॉलीमराइजेशन होगा उसे को पॉलीमराइजेशन कहा जाएगा. इसका एक एग्जाम्पल ब्यूना एस है, इसका एक एग्जाम्पल ब्यूना एन है, और तुम इसको पढ़ते रहोगे आगे. ठीक है, फाइन. देन नेक्स्ट इज कंडेंसेशन पॉलीमराइजेशन. सी नाउ कंडेंसेशन, हियर वी मीन दैट if a polymer is being formed by elimination of some group, some small unit, means two unit, they are going to combine with each other, and then some small unit will be eliminated from them. Okay, that small unit could be, let's say, water, it could be alcohol, it could be, let's say, ammonia. Then such a polymerization will be termed as condensation polymerization. So necessary condition, question आता है, what is the necessary condition for condensation polymerization? So necessary condition for this type of polymerization is कि यूनिट को निकलने के लिए, यूनिट को आउट होने के लिए वो यूनिट प्रेजेंट होना चाहिए. तो बेसिकली कंडेंसेशन पॉलीमराइजेशन इज शोन बाय दोज विच हैव functional groups present. So they should be either bifunctional or trifunctional units. Are you following? So the must condition for condensation polymerization is the presence of functional group. So they should be either bifunctional और ट्राईफंक्शनल, मीन्स दो फंक्शनल ग्रुप्स प्रेजेंट होने चाहिए या फिर तीन फंक्शनल या ज़्यादा भी हो सकते हैं. दो तो मिनिमम रिक्वायरमेंट है ही. बाई फंक्शनल और ट्राई फंक्शनल यूनिट्स होने चाहिए तो ही वो कंडेंसेशन पॉलीमराइजेशन को शो कर पाएंगे. आर यू फॉलोइंग? क्योंकि जैसे मैंने एक एग्जाम्पल लिया, यहाँ पे कोई एक यूनिट था ROH और यहाँ पर हमने ले लिया एक और यूनिट ले लिया ROH. अब इन दोनों को मैं जोड़ सकती हूँ कैसे? इसका OH और इसका H, क्या यूनिट बन जाएगा? ROR बन जाएगा, ROR बन जाएगा, जुड़ गए आपस में. ठीक है, तो क्या निकला, इसका OH और इसका H, बेसिकली H2O, वाटर निकल गया, वाटर रिलीज आउट हो गया। तो कंडेंसेशन पॉलीमराइजेशन वो होगी जिसमें 2 यूनिट आकर आपस में जुड़ेंगे और उसके बाद उनमें से कोई स्मॉल यूनिट जो है बाहर निकल कर आएगा, एक्सक्लूड आउट होगा। आर यू फॉलोइंग? सो दिस इज व्हाट कंडेंसेशन पॉलीमराइजेशन इज। ठीक है, वन स्मॉल यूनिट विल बी एलिमिनेटेड। फाइन। सो एडिशन में क्या है, डबल बॉन्ड या ट्रिपल बॉन्ड वाले ग्रुप्स आकर जुड़ेंगे। कंडेंसेशन में फंक्शनल ग्रुप प्रेजेंट होना चाहिए, वो ग्रुप जुड़ेंगे और कोई स्मॉल ग्रुप उनमें से एलिमिनेट होगा। एडिशन में कुछ एलिमिनेट नहीं होता, डबल बॉन्ड ट्रिपल बॉन्ड ऐड होकर सिंगल बॉन्ड या फिर डबल बॉन्ड में कन्वर्ट हो जाती हैं। वेयरएज कंडेंसेशन में क्या होगा, कोई स्मॉल ग्रुप यहाँ से निकलेगा। तो इसके जो भी एग्जाम्पल हैं वो, जैसे कि नाइलॉन में बोल दूँ तो इट इज़ फैमिलियर टू यू, तो नाइलॉन, बाकी आप खुद से ही यू विल बी एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई द एग्जाम्पल्स। So this was your third category. In the next video I'll upload the fourth category because the video is already a long one, so I won't be able to upload it. Thank you so much.